Hey, toy fans, Scott Toyguru Nightlick. Today, looking, well, a lot older than I am in this picture, but I'm going to talk about some mini-comic secrets. Not just the fact that Spectre doesn't actually die in the mini-comic, or the fact that we purposely did winged skeletons to release a single version of that in conjunction with the Roton that never happened, or the fact that Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones inspired Hero's casual training outfit when he was fighting with the other hero. Or even the fact that we snuck Clamp Champ in as a kid. But here we are, number 1, TEELA'S cloak. So we all know the Sorceress has very, very traditional colors, which are blue and orange and white. And we also know that Teela has a destiny to become the next Sorceress in both Filmation and 2000X. So when we were designing her Sorceress look, we were looking at the Jedi cloaks from the prequels and deliberately designed her outfit to be a Jedi cloak that was colored in the Sorceress colors. Alright, so Frosta's an awesome character, but she doesn't really do much visually except kiss He-Man and make smoochy face with him. So to give her more visual powers, I'm a huge, huge fan of Iceman from the X-Men, well, and really from Spider-Man and his amazing friends back in the day. So one way we wanted to show that Frosta could do everything that Iceman could is we gave her an awesome ice slide entrance. Alright, so we all love the 87 movie with Dolph Lundgren. And we all love Lubeck. Well, we couldn't do action figures of the 87 film characters, but when He-Man returns to Eternia, you'll notice that he's greeted by a certain bald guard, and unofficially that was meant to be Lubeck since he stays on Eternia. Not an official thing, but a cool nod. Alright, so Horde Prime was one of the coolest figures we did in the line, and he came with a lot of parts. He really hit the budget. So there is a sort of hidden story here. Let's remove the word bubbles from this page for clarity. That's going to make it easier to understand. Okay, so we're going to go panel by panel through this page here. So you'll notice that Modulok here is eyeing the Horde Prime gem in the top panel. And as we go down through the panel, you can see that he is picking up the gem. And then he starts investigating the gem, seeing what's going on with it. Then he kind of makes a decision that, this is not really interesting, and literally tosses it away, which is kind of ironic. And then you can see it at the very end, sitting here with Horde Prime being like, what the heck? And this was all to set up Horde Prime's escape because there was going to be a crack in the gem from this event. But that really never got beyond the last mini-comic, and the less said about that last mini-comic, the better. Alright, so Granita was a big fan fave and a character that we tried to get into Motu Classics for a long time. Eventually, Super 7 did achieve that. And to kind of set us up for success, when we had Robo-Woman in the mini-comics, she was deliberately drawn using Granita's body so that if we could get to Granita, it'd be really easy to do this as kind of a 2-for-1 with the tooling. Cool. Alright, so Hordak, major character, also had a blue version when he was on Etheria, and we set that up when King Grayskull chops off his arm. You can see his blood is blue, which is why he has blue skin. But that is a story for another time. battle ram is awesome. We all love the battle ram. Originally, the battle ram actually looked a little different in the concept art. And in fact, you can see this version of the battle ram in the very first mini-comic being driven by Man-at-Arms. So this version was actually snuck into the mini-comic with the defenders of Tralla there riding it into battle. Pretty cool. So there were probably more Easter eggs in this one panel than almost all the rest of the mini-comic, and of course a lot of that is because of Axel Gimenez, the illustrator, and his great trivial knowledge of the brand. So on this particular panel inside ELDOR'S hut, you can see a ton of Easter eggs. Now, the hut itself was based on Obi-Wan's hut from Star Wars on Tatooine, but you will see things inside of it, such as Keldor's acid vial, that eventually, or before that actually came with the Keldor figure. You can see the cordite crystal, which eventually came with one of these Super 7 figures. And you can even see Lord Mask's mask sitting up on a shelf. There's even more Easter eggs than this, but I'll leave it to fans to find them. Alright, so let's talk about the character Bandwidth. He was a character purposely just drawn to expand the number of background characters at Hero's funeral. He was honestly never really meant to be anything other than a colorful shot, which is why you only see him from the back. But fans liking him so much, eventually he was dropped in and done from the front, and we even showed him what he would look like as a figure and what his feature would have been with a radio inside of him, an AM radio built in. Fans even did custom kit versions of him. He got that popular. Well, the reason he was called Bandwidth goes back to the Mattel marketing group. So pretty much anytime you asked someone to do something as a favor or just to pitch in, you would constantly get the reply, "I just don't have the bandwidth," which was a little ridiculous because I was doing the job of 4 people and most of the others were doing the job of 1. And this was, I thought, pretty rude. So when it came time to naming a character that was never really supposed to be named, the joke was I don't have the bandwidth to do that, and that is why he became Bandwidth. There you go, guys. So that's it. Those are the top 10 moments in the mini comics. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you want to see more videos like this, please do subscribe because I want to make sure there are enough fans of this channel to really justify the time I'm taking to do all of these. So I'm just doing them for fun in my spare time. I hope you enjoy them, and I'll see you in the toy aisles. Subscribe and like this video because, that's what YouTube tells you you're supposed to say.